So if you've been doing the same thing over and over again and you're getting a result that you don't want, now is the time to change. So you need an open mind and you need a good deal of grit. And welcome to this week's episode of It Takes Grit with your host, Rebecca-Louise. Well, I got this little set up. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see, but I'm going to explain it to you if you can't. I came over to sit down on my chair, and Alfie and Penny were both here. Of course, Penny is in a spot where she's not supposed to be, and I guess they both came over because they are just so excited about today's episode. I am going to give you the lowdown on my very, very first book, It Takes Grit, what to expect, and a couple of little tips from it that really are going to help you. So I wrote this book because I have transformed my own personal life over the last, really specifically the last 7 years. I really struggled with an eating disorder. I struggled with not feeling confident. I struggled with drug abuse. I struggled with having no direction. I struggled with my emotions. And I can't believe how much I have changed over the course of the 7 years. And I really, people come to me and they ask me for advice a lot of the time. And, I'm always there, I'm helping people, but I wanted to write something where I could literally say, hey, this is everything that I know and everything that I've learned. Here you go, this is gonna help you. Because literally all of my thoughts, my philosophies, my ways of dealing with things are in this book. Like, it's literally, that's why it says the go-to guide to level up your life. Because without the tools in this book, I wouldn't be sat where I am today. I wouldn't be this happy-go-lucky person. I'm not saying that I was never happy or excited, but I didn't have control of my life. I certainly didn't have control of my emotions. I would use food to dictate how I would feel. I would use drugs to dictate how I'd feel, and I never found that sense of happiness. And so I wanted to be able to put everything in paper so I could help people. I know this is going to help so many people because it's literally the same things that I have gone through that have changed my life. And, not just necessarily, how I feel, but my relationship with other people and, how I don't let things bother me as much and I don't get as offended. I don't take things so personally. I don't get so stressed. Oh my goodness. If I ever lost something, I would just lose it. I'd absolutely lose my stuff. I would be so distraught. And I was always looking at the problem. I could never find, I never thought, no problem. I'm just going to find the solution. So I just wanted to write this for people so that, that, and I actually share a lot of personal stories that I've never shared before so that you guys can relate and be like, hey, I didn't realize that she went through this. I didn't realize that this happened to her. And that makes me feel better too. So this book really is the go-to to leveling up your life, setting yourself free, and being in control. Because I feel like sometimes we feel like we're not in control of our life because we don't feel like we can make the choices that we want. We don't feel that we can make the decisions that we need to make. And honestly, this book is going to give you the tools to set you free. You are going to have a whole weight lifted off your shoulders after you read this book. And I'm going to go through a couple of things that are in here which I know are going to make a difference. So this isn't just oh my goodness, I felt great my whole life and I just decided that I wanted to make a book. No, this is because I've been using these teachings. I've been using this to teach other people over the last 7 years. And I wanted to have something tangible and actually physical that I can be hey, I've been through that too. Take a look at this book. Have this book. It's going to change your life. So I'm super proud of it. It got delivered a couple of days ago, and I don't normally get a really crazy excited feeling in my stomach. It takes a lot for me to be oh my goodness, I'm literally losing it. Because I'm quite reserved. It takes a lot for me to get so excited. But this is what got me so excited. I didn't realize that I would have such an emotional feeling when I opened the box and saw 10 of these in here, because it started to become real. It started to become something oh my goodness, I'm going to help so many people who are struggling just like I was. And, throughout this book, like I said before, I talk about so many things that I have struggled with personally and events that happened in my life that I've never ever shared on social media. I've never shared in YouTube or Instagram. It's all just for inside this book. And I think that that's what keeps this a little bit more special and a little bit more unique, because it was a place where I could be open and be vulnerable. And sometimes, you can't comment back on this, right? So it's just like perfect. There's a little bit more of the raw, real Rebecca Louise in this book, and some really funny stories as well. I've got a great sense of humor, so I do make everything that happens to me into a funny situation. So I'm just excited to share this with you and for you guys to get this in your hand. So it is available for pre-sale right now. If you get the pre-sale, you get a whole bunch of goodies as well, including 101 recipe book, and then they will be delivered very, very shortly. So let's take a look. So I'm just going to read this. This is It Takes Grit, the go-to guide to level up your life. Strengthen. Okay, so I wanted to get people stronger. I wanted you guys to feel like you had ownership of your life. Energize, right? So many times we get bogged down with energy balloons and people taking our energy, and that's basically what we're deciding to do. So how can you create a little bit more energy in your life? I wanted to elevate you. I wanted to be able to show you that you can go to the next level. Like over the last 7 years, I've worked with people that I see so much potential in, and they don't see it in themselves. And I think this is one of the books that I'm going to show you that you are capable of way more than you're doing right now. I want to take you to that next level. I want to elevate you to, a higher purpose, to something that you haven't even thought of right now. And that's why a lot of this is not just reading. There's like tasks for you to do as well. So that's how I'm going to elevate you. And then conquer. I love this word. Conquer. I'm going to conquer life. I'm going to conquer everything that I wanted to achieve right now. And just getting to like the top of that mountain, whatever that mountain means for you, and knowing that it's going to take grit to get up there, right? It's not easy, the climb, but the climb down is great. The view from the top is amazing. So how can you conquer the things that you are struggling with right now? It could be the fact that you just want to conquer, getting to a workout every day. It could be that you want to conquer a relationship. It could be that you want to conquer a new business. Like whatever it is, you are going to be able to conquer it in here. And then it also comes with a 30-day challenge, right? Because I can't just give you all of the tools and then be like, hey, now what do you do? I'm going to give you a literal physical action plan of what to do next. So it comes with daily workouts, recipes, and tasks. And there will be an electronic version as well of the 30-day task, so you can follow along with those workouts as well. So you will get access to that. Okay, so on the back it says, ready to transform your body and mind into the healthiest, happiest you. You're going to need enthusiasm. Yes, I am so excited all the time. You wonder why I get such great results? It's because I'm excited. I remember someone said that people only feel 25% of your excitement. So if you're only at like 20%, they're going to feel like 5%, right? Less than 5%. So I'm always at 100%. I just give it my absolute best every single time. So I want you to match that energy. So give me lots of enthusiasm. You have to have an open mind. Okay, there is nothing comes good with people who have a closed mind, and they'll read this and be like, no, that doesn't happen. Only take advice from people that you would trade places with, right? So some of this stuff in this book might make you go, nah, I don't believe you there. I don't think so. Well, you have to have an open mind, because this is how you're going to change your life. This was me. I was that person. I was like, I would argue with my mentor. I would say, no, this isn't right. I want to do it this way. And then I'd always look back and be like, no, there's a reason that he is where he's at and I am where I am at. And I need to have an open mind and embrace this, because this is going to give me something different. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if you've been doing the same thing over and over again and you're getting a result that you don't want, now is the time to change. So you need an open mind, and you need a good deal of grit. And I'm going to teach you the grit. I'm going to show you how I get grit, how I stay motivated, why I'm like excited all the time, like how that's just become like basically who I am, and it's going to become who you are. This is what this is all about. It's like this transformation, and it's not going to happen overnight, and you might need to read this a couple of times until it really sinks in, and maybe then you go back to it a month later, and then you keep going back to it, because this is going to be your go-to guide, right? This is what everybody needs on their bookshelf, by their bed. So if you've not got a copy, get your copy, and also get a copy for a friend. Get somebody so that you can give this to them to elevate their life. So you're going to need a good deal of grit, because, change isn't easy. I'm not going to bullshit you and say that, it's so easy to change, and one day you just wake up and you're just like, no, everything's amazing. No. You can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. And that's what we want to work on here, is changing that direction. So in this book, you're going to get 10 healthy habits that changed my life, okay? So there's things that I used to do that really weren't serving me, and I didn't even know that they were actually hindering my results. So I'm going to get you not in the fear of having carbohydrates, right? Because I used to think like having carbs is bad. And it's going to give you an action plan. So every single chapter has a task in it, right? So I'm going to go through a couple of the chapters. It has a task in it that is going to help you develop the tools that you need to actually ingrain everything that you learn in that chapter. It's going to give you instructions for how to build an optimal morning routine, a fitness schedule, and meal plans that will never go out of style. So there's no fad diets in here. There's no like things that were a bit in fashion this week or in fashion last week or will be in fashion next year. It's nothing. It's balanced, healthy nutrition that you can do forever. It's what I do. It's like literally what I preach. I live and breathe this. So you're not going to be like, oh my goodness, now she's just telling us to do one day of drinking water and the next day is limes and the next day it's like sugar, right? No, this is healthy, balanced nutrition. From day one, it is the same nutrition plan as the day that you die, right? So you never have to think like, oh my goodness, I'm changing this up. It's always going to be the same. There are tips in here for staying on track and remaining inspired no matter what life throws at you. So I use this analogy when you're kind of walking along life and, you know, you're all happy and blah, 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 and boom, out of nowhere, life gives you something and you're like, oh my goodness, what just happened to me, right? I'm going to give you the tools so that you can bounce back quicker, right? Because what happens, you know, back in the day with me, something would hit me and I would go down and then I would be down for like a week. I would just be like sithering in this like feeling of like, oh my goodness, I'm just gonna have to keep on going with this, and this is on my mind, and oh my goodness, and I would just be thinking about it, then I get anxious about it, and then it would just consume a whole week, maybe a month sometimes. Like sometimes I couldn't even get out of the car to go for lunch. Like I felt so bad within myself that I couldn't even do it. And so, you know, this is really gonna give you the tips to keep on going, like to find that grit, to keep on pushing forwards, because life is gonna have things that are gonna be thrown at you. And I'm gonna help you bounce back fast. And at the beginning, it's gonna take a week to bounce back, but if you keep working with me, it's gonna be a day, it's gonna be an hour, it's gonna be a minute, it's gonna be a second, right? So I'm gonna teach you exactly how you can bounce back. All right, it also has nutrition plans that will fuel your body and never let you go hungry. So like I said, we're going to be doing plans that kind of filter your life forever, and no excuses, and no excuse fitness plan that actually fits into your lifestyle. So everybody's different, right? I'm not saying that one plan fits all. I'm saying that this is the book that's going to give you the tools to create the plan that works for you and the grit and the determination to keep on going forward. So I'm just super excited to get this out. Let's take a little look inside the book. So you can take a kind of little look here. This is the front cover right here. And as we open it up, my goodness, I'm so excited. This is so cool. It was funny because as I was writing the acknowledgements too, I think this is probably one of the funniest parts of the book. Who do I acknowledge first? There is somebody that I acknowledge first. There you are, Alfie. You have the very first acknowledgement in this book. Yes, because really, he has helped a lot of this. We know this. So we go over to the first chapter. So it's done in kind of like 3 parts. The first one is what it takes, right? What does it take to get the results that you want? Because we can't just go straight into the 30-day plan, right? I want to show you what it's going to take to get there, to prepare you. I feel like sometimes people are just like, Penny, you're really not allowed to sit up there, but whatever, for this video you can. People are like, oh yeah, no problem, you can just like get this, no problem, just start this plan and follow along, right? I'm going to prepare you. Because I think if you're prepared and you know that some days are going to be difficult and some days life is going to throw a spanner in the works and some days, you know, you're not going to get what you want, you're going to know this. You're going to be like, oh, this is totally normal. And the clients that I work with, in fact, somebody messaged me the other day and they said, hey, Rebecca, you know, I'm feeling like my business is kind of like not moving in this direction. And, you know, I haven't really seen anything for the last week, blah, blah. She reached out to me. I'm so glad that she did because I was able to reply and say, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm so glad that you're having a week like this because this is exactly what business is like. This is exactly how it goes. It's not linear, right? And it's in those times that people don't see the results that they quit. And it's my job to tell you that, hey, those times are normal. Those things that happen in your life are going to happen. It is the universe testing you to see how much you want it. And basically, in those times where things don't move, that's where people quit. And this is what separates the people that win and the people that quit, right? And all the people that win and are successful in life, they just keep on going. So I'm going to literally show you what it takes to make sure that you keep going. So in those times where it's feeling difficult, it's feeling like, you know, a struggle, you're just like, oh my goodness, Rebecca told me this was going to happen. She told me, it's in the book, it's in my guide. This is part of the process, right? And I'm going to show you how that happens, right? So we talk a little bit about action before motivation, and just really getting your mindset up for how to get motivated. I share my 10 ways to get motivated. And at the end of each chapter, there is a little task. I love this because it's in like a different kind of color box. It's in a task. So you can get a journal that goes with this book as well. So you can just go out and grab yourself a journal, or you can write it in the book as well if you want to, if you just kind of want to write on your pages. But I really suggest that the reason that this is going to be so successful is because it's going to actually give you tangible action steps at the end of each chapter, so you ingrain it in your body. Like, without actually doing something after you read a chapter, it's like, okay, great, so the next chapter. I want you to read a chapter, I want you to implement that information, and then I want you to move on to the next chapter, okay? This is how you're going to get this ingrained. It's not just going to be a book that you quickly read. It's going to be something that is like the go-to guide. That's why it's called the go-to guide, right? So we're going to have a task at the end of there. And then I talk about creating healthy habits, like how to create those healthy habits, like what it's going to take to create those healthy habits. And then guess what? We have a nice little task at the end of it, okay? And then we talk about motivation, okay? Why you? Why now? How are you going to stay motivated? What is it going to take? We talk about dealing with anxiety, right? My steps of how I've dealt with anxiety, how I've got over, like, I used to scratch myself. I have scars on my hand from getting like losing myself so much with anxiety and feeling so stressed that I would literally take it out on my own body. So I understand how people have felt like this. And again, I'm going to give you a little task to do at the end. So this is interactive. This is fun. This is so super fun. And these are my 10 steps. I love this. This is my this is my favorite part. Getting started, the 10-step mindset guide to getting results. This is amazing. In fact, I wanted to write a whole book on just this section, but they were like, I think we need a little bit more. But really, I could have written a whole book on just this. So getting started, the 10-step mindset guide to getting results. And then I talk about those 10 steps that you need to get results. And if you can just get those 10 things, oh my goodness, like your life is going to change. Plus there's little tasks to do at the end of each one as well. So I love that. That's probably like one of my favorite parts in the book is the 10-step guide to getting results, because it's literally going to carry you through. You need those things. Okay, so part 2, we talk about food and fitness. So now we're going into exactly, you know, how to have a balanced diet, you know, what my nutrition plan looks like on a daily basis and why, okay? Why I choose the things that I do. There's lots of things about vegetarian and vegan in here as well, like different kind of the proteins that you can use, like what is the different proteins between whey and with soy, and up to what percentage of your diet needs to be protein, what percentage needs to be carbohydrates. I even have some little fun little things in here as well, like I love the little food drawings that we have as well, healthy fats, what things that you can change from what you did have from what you can now have now, right? So you can change that over. Okay, cool. So yeah, it takes you through just an amazing array of things. It like even shows my meal plan, making it super simple, the snacks that I have, alternative food choices, things that you can switch that will make a massive change in your life right now, things about stress eating, and then I have a whole section on all the different most questions that people ask me on a daily basis. So are there foods that help boost your metabolism? Can I drink coffee? Does my body need sugar? I just love it. And then we talk about building a training schedule. Oh God, I'm just getting excited just like going through this and talking to you about this, guys, because I'm like, oh my God, this is literally me in a book. And I love it. It's not even me though. I want you to understand that like this is not, these are things that I've learned over the last 7 years from other people that I've implemented and that's actually changed my life. So then we've got a whole fitness Q&A as well. We've got things about working out on your period. We've got moves that are going to boost your energy. Oh my goodness, I love this. And then things that are going to help with stretching. And then we go into part 3, which is the 30-day level up challenge. And this is so fun because one, it gives you, I just love this, it's so fun, right? It gets you fired up for the 30 days. It tells you exactly what to expect on each day, how you should be feeling on day 3, day 14, day 21, how does that look like? And it shows you exactly what you need to purchase for all of the meal plans, and then it gives you a task each day as well. And I give you a morning and afternoon routine. So now we talk about the 30-day challenge. Yes, so every single day, we've got snack ideas here. Oh my goodness, it's just amazing. So many things. So look, it literally lays it out for you. Day 1, it has a quote every day. It tells you exactly what to do, the workouts, and then you're also going to have this linked, okay, onto a website as well so that you can follow along, which is just like so exciting. Okay, cool. So then you go through all of this. There's 30 days, and there's all different types of workouts as well. There's daily tasks to do at the end of them, which some of them are funny, some of them are just like, you know, just a little bit different. And you can also write underneath them as well. So it has the daily task for that specific day, so it's going to keep you on track. So we talk about 20% is fitness, right? So you got the workout in here. You got the 80% nutrition, which is the nutrition plan, the bunch of recipes and the snacks, and then the 80 and 100%, which is your mindset, which are these daily tasks that you are going to do that are going to take your life to the next level. And then all of these incredible, my favorite top recipes ever, okay, are going to be right here at the back. So you've got a whole recipe section, all beautifully illustrated, and I just absolutely love it. And then just to finish off, we have this thing that says long-term success and going the extra mile. This is the closing section to make sure that you are solidifying everything that you've learned in that 30-day plan, right? So you literally can talk to, are you thinking, are you breaking the victim mentality? You know, like, are you accepting feedback? This is like the recap, right? It's like, hey, all of the stuff that you have learned, are you actually implementing it? It's going to be like the final little wake-up call to be like, hey, you know, are you not getting results? This is why. And I love this section too, because it really just ties everything in together. Like sometimes it's like, great, here's your 30-day plan, get on with it. And we haven't even told you what to expect. And then at the end, it's just going to give you a little more bit of a kick up the butt just to make sure that you are really taking your life to the next level and you are following the tools and the guidelines that's in this book. So, I'm going to take a breath. I don't know about you guys, but I am so excited about this. And if you have not already got your copy, I can't recommend it enough because I know how much it's helped me in my own personal life. So you can go to rebecca-louise.com/book. If you're in the USA, you can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. If you're outside the USA, click on the button that says Outside USA, and you can buy it through my Shopify shop. So guys, get a copy for your friend as well. Just get this to someone for, you know, to level up their life, to help them to experience just a phenomenal like growth. It will change people's lives. How many lives do you want to change? Do you want to change 5 people's lives? Do you want to change 10 people's lives? Get as many of these books as lives that you want to change and get them to them for a present, just to say you're amazing and I know that you can do even more with your life. So thank you for listening to this week's episode of It Takes Grit. I know it's a little bit different because we were talking about the book, but I hope that's given you a little bit of an insight of what to expect and what is in it for you. And again, there's pre-sale available right now. Woo! So go get your copy of my new book, It Takes Grit. Well, thanks everybody for joining me. Thank you, Alfie and Penny. Oh, you're gonna growl? I'm gonna move you off my own chair. Okay, well, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye. And we can switch that negative into a positive if we put some more energy and focus into making that work instead of just saying it doesn't work. Because saying something doesn't work